Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Shimmer Reach. Today I'll be doing my summer book haul. Before I get started, if you are new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as the notification bell. And if you're new, hi, hello, I'm Stephanie. I do a lot of bookish content, but let's just get around to all the books I accumulated in the past month or two because I have quite a bit. So the first book I have over here is actually from my Unplugged book box. For those who don't know, I am an Unplugged book box rep. I will include my code over here for you to get 5% off. But the first book I want to talk about is Speak No Evil by Leanna Gardner. It says that this is a book about the daughter of Appalachian snake handlers becomes a ward of the state after her eerie gift causes a tragedy that leaves her orphaned. I'm super intrigued by this book. This book is also stunning and definitely can't wait to read this soon. Next book on here is one that I pre-ordered a while ago and I finally got a copy of, and that is Juniper and Thorn by Ava Reed. This is by the same author who wrote The Wolf and the Woodsman, which also I have not read yet, but like I've just heard really good things about her books in general. This says it's supposed to be a gothic horror retelling of the juniper tree, where a young witch seeks to discover her identity and escape the domination of her ruthless wizard father. Super intrigued by this book. The next book on here is from one of my book boxes, and that is Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken. This is from my fairyloot box. This cover is stunning and the inside is just stunning here. Look. How beautiful is this cover, guys? Like, you cannot say this is not beautiful. All I know is that this is a YA fantasy. It says break the curse before it breaks you, and it's supposed to be driven by love, revenge, and pure adrenaline. I don't really know too much about this, but I am intrigued by this book, and I've enjoyed her books in the past, so very excited. The next book I got, I want to say I got this from Illumicrate, I could be wrong, and that is Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh. This is a sci-fi novel, and it says, while we live, the enemy shall fear us. We are what's left. We are what must survive. And it's a sci-fi tale about the wreckage of war, the family you find, and who you must become when every choice is stripped from you. And this is a standalone space opera. I haven't read a lot of these in a while, so I'm really looking forward to a really good one. Next book I got is also from my Unplugged book box, and that is Hurt You by Marie Myung Ok Lee. Or Oak Lee. I'm really hoping I pronounced that name correctly. I have no idea what this book is about, but it says it is a tragic story of a Korean American teen who fights to protect herself and her neurodivergent older brother from a hostile community. It sounds like a lot of like coming of age, heartwarming type of novel, so we'll see how this goes. Then the next book I got is actually from a pre-order that I made, and that is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. Honestly, I was really disappointed about this book because I feel like his books are of high caliber, but the one book I read from him, I want to say it is I don't remember which one I read from him, but it's one of the really famous series, and I read it and I was like, so I don't know. Like, I'm really hoping, like, I got this book hoping that it would be amazing, and all I know is that it's about two strangers who find themselves connected by a vast and mysterious library containing many wonders and still more secrets. And it's the first book in the new series. Oh, it's The Red Sister. That's the series I read, and I did not really care much for the first book, so we'll see how this book goes, guys. Then this next book on here is The Retreat by Zara Rahim. This is the book that I got from HarperCollins, the book club girl, because we're part of the book club girls like book clubs across the country. My book club was chosen. That's why we get a bunch of books from them every single month, and this is one of them that I got. It says Nadia Abbasi's marriage is falling apart, and Aman, the kind, thoughtful man that she married, is having an affair, and now she's trying to find out what went wrong in her marriage. So she enlists the help of Ziba, who is the estranged sister that she hasn't seen over a year ago. And so as the two sisters fight to reconcile their past, Nadia realizes her relationship with Aman is not the only one that needs mending. This seems like a really good, also like a heartwarm kind of novel about sisterly love, also like relationships, and I'm really excited for this one. This next book is also another one that I got from the same book club girl, and that is The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. This is a book that is adapted into the movie, and I watched the movie. I thought it was okay. I felt like the premise sounded really promising, but the execution was very mediocre, so I'm a little curious to see how it differs from the book. I did hear that the book is better, which generally they are, so I'm very curious. The next book I got is also from the book club girl publishers, and that is Our Best Intentions by Vibhuti Jain. Jean. I'm really hoping I pronounced it correctly. This one is supposed to be about an immigrant family caught in the middle of a criminal investigation. I'm actually really intrigued by this book. It sounds really fascinating. So we'll see how this goes. The next book I got is from the publishers that came unsolicited, and that is The Name Drop by Susan Lee. It says it is from the author of Soulmates. Wait, really? I just read Soulmates and it was really good. So it's supposed to be a YA romance about mistaken identities, the summer of a lifetime, and a love to risk everything for. I am really excited for this book because I didn't realize that she was the author of Soulmates, and that book was really freaking cute. It also has a lot of like K-pop vibes with this book as well, so definitely intrigued. Then this next book I got also came unsolicited by the publishers, and that is The Wife App by Carolyn Mackler. This book comes out in June 27, 2023, so it's coming out very soon. It says that this is about a woman, her name is Laura, who is the mother of twins. She wakes up one morning to her wife alarm bells sounding. She sleuths on her husband's phone and stumbles upon a dirty secret that explodes her marriage. And then it follows someone else called Madeline, who has it all: a penthouse apartment, perfect daughter, and a no strings attached romps with handsome men. When she learns that she might lose her child to an ex in England, it stirs up a decades old personal tragedy. And then it follows another woman called Sophie, who has too much FOMO and never enough money, and she obsesses over her ex-husband's family 2.0 while keeping her true desires hidden even from herself. And so what starts out as a night during a tipsy night out, they decide to rail against everything the wives do for free. So they decide to build an app that monetizes the mental load and perhaps also get revenge on their exes in the process. And now the Wife app is born, and before long it is the fastest growing startup in New York City. This sounds really fascinating. You can go like, I'm ready, like I'm prepared for a bunch of shit show to happen in this book, and I feel like this book would definitely deliver on that end. Then this next book I got also came unsolicited by the publishers, and that is After the Forest by Kel Woods. This book comes out in September 2023, and it's supposed to be a dark, enchanting fantasy debut that explores the repercussions of a childhood filled with magic and a young woman contending with happily ever after. And it's supposed to be like a retelling-ish kind of story of Gretel and Hans, so we'll see how that goes. Then this next book I got is from Fairyloot, and that is The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis. I'm really hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. This cover is stunning. I love the ombre here, and it says over here, has she been sent to save the realm or destroy it? Aya is the spy master to the queen, and her blood oath ensures that she protects those she fights alongside, including Will, the queen's enforcer, and Aya's bitter rival. There's gonna be a romance in here already. I already know it. I'm excited for this book. It sounds amazing. For this next book, I also got it from the publisher unsolicited, and that is The Water Outlaws by S.L. Huang. This one comes out in August 2023. I have no idea what this book is about, but this book, I don't know why, but it's giving me what's that book by like Shelley Parker Chan, like one that's like super popular, like that. This cover is giving me that vibe, and it says it's inspired by a classic of martial arts literature. It's supposed to be the Water Outlaws are these bandits of devastating ruthlessness, unseemly femininity, dangerous philosophies, and ungovernable gender who are ready to make history or tear it apart. This sounds like it has a whole mesh of different topics that I'm excited to dive into. The next book I got is actually from a pre-order, and that is The Isle of the Gods by Amy Kaufman. Mostly this book just really struck out to me because the cover is stunning. All I know is that this is a YA fantasy, guys, and the cover, I mean, that's kind of why I picked it up, to be honest. Then this next book is also unsolicited by the publisher, and that is A Multitude of Dreams by Mara Rutherford. This book is out in September 26, 2023. All it says over here is the bloody plague is over and the survivors are finally safe, or so they think. So I'm curious. It's definitely giving me like horror vibes, maybe some fantasy and historical elements to it too, so we'll see how this goes. Then this next book I got is one that I'm super excited for. I had an order from Illumicrate when it came out, and that is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, or Rebecca F. Kuang in this book. But look at this. I love how like elegant this looks. All I know is that this book is about a woman whose other like friend who's an author, something happened to her. I want to say she passed away or something. She died in a freak accident, and this woman, her name is June, decides to steal this woman's unpublished manuscript and, you know, sell it off as herself. The issue right now is that her friend who passed away is Asian, and June herself is white as they come. And so now she's basically pretending to be Chinese so she can write this like own voices novel. And of course a lot of drama happens from that, and I'm super curious to see how this will come to be. So we'll see how this goes, guys. Then this next book is one that I also got from the Book Club Girl publishers, and that is Now You See Us by Bali Karjaswal. This is a book that we were supposed to read like a month or two ago, but the books never arrived, and even now they have not arrived. I only have like 3 copies that they randomly sent to me, and we're supposed to get like 20 something copies for all the members of our book club, and so we just haven't had a chance to pick this up for book club yet. I'm hoping we get a pickup soon, but I don't even know when they're supposed to be shipped out yet. Like I already asked like multiple times for updates and haven't really gotten any. So they're on back order. That's the issue. Like they're back ordered and it's just gonna take some time. So it says over here, Crazy Rich Asians meets The Help, and it's supposed to be a wildly entertaining and sharply observed story about 3 women who work in the homes of Singapore's elite and band together to solve a murder mystery involving one of their own. I am so intrigued by this book. It's giving me like cozy mystery vibes, but like in a Singaporean setting, and I'm so here for that. Next book I got is from my Ghostboro edition, and that is Perilous Times by Thomas D. Lee. This book is really pretty. I love the edges over here. It says, in perilous times like these, the realm doesn't just need a hero, it needs a knight in shining armor. And it's supposed to be a contemporary take on the myths of Camelot, which asks, what happens when the knights of the round table return to fix the problems of the modern world? That sounds so freaking fascinating. I love Arthurian legend, and the fact that this book is going to take place in a modern setting, sign me up for this. The next book I got also came from the publishers unsolicited, and that is Ebony Gate, The Phoenix Horde by Julia V and Ken Bebely. I'm really hoping I pronounced that name correctly. This book comes out in July 2023. It says, Emiko Soong belongs to one of the 8 premier magical families of the world, but she never needed any magic because she is the blade of the Soong clan, or was, until she's drenched in blood in the middle of a market in China, surrounded by bodies and the scent of blood and human waste as a lethal perfume. The butcher of Beijing now lives a quiet life in San Francisco, importing antiques, but when a Shinigami, a god of death itself, calls in a family blood debt, Emiko must recover the ebony gate that holds back the hungry ghosts of the Yomi underworld, or forfeit her soul as the anchor. It is a female John Wick story with dragon magic. I'm so intrigued by this book, guys. It sounds like so much badass females plus fantasy and like yomis and dragon magic and shinigamis. Like I'm so here for that. This next book I got is from my Unplugged book box, and that is Into the Churn by Haley Reese Chow. This book is stunning. I love the edges here, and it's about a girl, her name is Ezrin, who interns at her mother's terraforming lab studying Belathea's deadly storms with the dream of giving her backwater planet open teal skies. But when budget cut threatens to shut her mother's lab down, she enters the race royale, which is the deadliest and most lucrative race in the system. And then there's also a guy called Foster, who is a jaded ex-prodigy royaler, still reeling from his partner's death in a training accident. And of course ended up meeting because she's looking for a royale rider, and he is an ex-prodigy rider. And I guess things kind of happen from there. This book sounds really fascinating. It doesn't give me too much like, I feel like sci-fi in this book is more like a backdrop, like this is taking place out there, but it doesn't really give me a lot of sci-fi like elements to it in a way, if that makes any sense. So I'm excited for this book nonetheless. This next book is also one I got from Ghostboro, and that is Dragonfall by L.R. Ham. This book I've really heard a lot about, so I'm really excited for it. All I know is that long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember, and they do not forgive. I'm here for dragons, guys. Like, I'm signing up for this. This next book I got from the publisher Unsolicited, and that is An Echo in the City by KX Song. This book comes out in June 2023, so it comes out sometime this month. It says 2 star-crossed teenagers fall in love during the Hong Kong protests, and the searing contemporary debut about coming of age in a time of change. I haven't heard too much about this book before, so we'll see how this goes, but I do love the fact that it's set in Hong Kong. This next book is one I just came yesterday, and I'm super excited for. It's a pre-order of mine, and that is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Honestly, at this point, she's one of my favorite STEM romance authors, and I cannot wait to read more from her. This next book I got from the publishers, and that is Temple Folk by Alia Bilal. I don't know why, but this cover, like I really like this cover. It's simple, but it's like pretty, you know what I mean? I have no idea what this book is about. It says it's a debut collection portraying the lived experiences of Black Muslims grappling with faith, family, and freedom in America. Okay, I didn't know that this was a like an anthology of sort, so we'll see how that goes. Then this next book I got from a publisher's unsolicited, and that is Junior High by Tian and Sarah. I have no idea what this was about, but this is a graphic novel. It looks really cute. It says, when growing up it gets messy, find someone to hold on to. And it's about Tegan and Quinn, where they're identical twins. Wait, so I guess it's like a autobiography comic novel, graphic novel or something. I'm not sure, but we'll see how this goes. This next book I got from the publisher unsolicited, and that is The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean. This book is out in July 2023. It says it is a YA romantic thriller. It follows James, the shy, handsome, mixed-race heir to the British throne, and he must choose between love and duty amidst a dangerous scandal and a tabloid media desperate for his downfall. Sounds really fascinating. This next book I got is from Illumicrate, and that is The Witch King by Martha Wells. This cover is stunning here. Like, look at this, guys. Like, how beautiful is this? All I know is that this is a fantasy. I want to say like a little bit of sci-fi in here as well, and it's by the author of Murderbot. No wonder her name sounded so familiar. I never read that stories before, but like I've heard really good things about it in general, and I feel like to this day people are always referencing to it, so maybe I should pick it up at some point. But yeah, so she wrote this new book, and I'm super intrigued to find out more about this one. Then this next book is one that I got from my Brandon Sanderson backing from Kickstarter, and this is the second book in the backing, so I have 2 more books that are coming my way. The first book is over here, if you can see it. It is Tress of the Emerald Seed. I got that earlier this year, and now the second book arrived, and that is The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England. This cover looks so, like, I don't know what is about this cover, but it's giving me like middle grade, like funky vibes, and I'm kind of here for that. I have no idea what this book is about, but it's by Brandon Sanderson, so I have really good hopes for it. Also, I love how there's random graphics in here, like arts. Like, look at that. Super pretty and super cute, so definitely cannot wait to read this. Then this last and final book that I got for the past month or so is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This is from Fairyloot, and look at how beautiful the spine. All I know from this book, it is about 2 rival journalists who find love through a magical connection. Their fate depends on their facing the depths of hell together. I'm so intrigued. I love her books, so I definitely cannot wait to pick this up ASAP. So anyways, these are all the books I received in the past month or two. I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job of not buying a lot of books, but every so often I'll get some pre-orders trickled in, and then I get a lot of books from publishers and whatnot, so I have constantly an influx of books I need to tackle, and I cannot wait to read these soon. Let me know down below which books have you picked up recently that you're really excited for, which books should be on my anticipated list, or books I should look out for. But as always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and if you can see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as hit the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.